Welcome to Hardback Life. It's time for stories, sass, and strong opinion. Let's turn the page. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Becca.
And we have our friend Sarah here tonight.
Hey, girl, hey.
She doesn't want to be on camera.
Sure don't.
So you guys get to just look at us the whole time. We're down in North Carolina for the weekend. I feel like a good start would be like what we're currently reading.
I'm really excited to tell everybody what I'm currently reading. I already read Fourth Wing and I'm on Iron Flames and I'm loving it, guys. I don't know why I put it off so long.
You know what? This deserves a moment of silence.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, this is believe with somebody who reads as much as you do and is so into it like you are that you put this off the shelf.
I don't really have a reason why.
Yes, you did.
I didn't want to start another series that wasn't done, but I knew I was going to start it before it was finished.
And you're reading it with somebody else, right? You're reading it with Megan.
I read the first one a little too quick, so
Well, shocking.
and now I'm 70% into the second one.
That
no
tracks
one-
with you because you read faster than I read, and I read pretty quickly.
Megan recently asked me why I read so fast, and I said it's a trauma response. My older sister and I would read the Harry Potter books as they came out, but she's 4 years older than me. So she just by age was a faster reader, and she'd spoil them every single time. So I had to learn how to read fast.
And then you texted your sister the other day to tell her that, and she goes, "You're welcome."
Yeah. She was like, "I made you a better reader." And I said, "No, Jessica. No, you did not."
Oh, trauma. We love it.
So tell us your general highlights from the Empyrean series.
I'm obsessed. I love Zayden. Love him. I really loved Liam. The dragons are my favorite thing, I think. I love that. I love their little personalities. I love the sass. They're my favorite.
I wish you listened to graphic audio because Taryn Sass on the graphic audio is like top tier.
I love it.
Daddy Taryn.
Stop it. Stop it. She used to call me when she was listening to it on her way to grad school and be like, "Oh my God, just let me tell you about this voice. Let me tell you about this thing." Like she was all in to the graphic audio.
What are your thoughts on the Empyrean series? I've never really asked you.
It was the first series I read that I think would fall, I guess, under fantasy. I don't read that. I don't want to. The fact that you got me to read some of Throne of Glass is wild, but I really enjoyed it. I'm really sad that it's going to take 2 years for the next book.
Lily said that she is spending time with her children and she's going to write a contemporary romance like she always does in between, and then she's going to write the next one. And I'm like, okay, I understand the family thing, but I don't have time for another contemporary romance.
Why would you write a different book knowing that people are waiting? Like knowing that you're just prolonging it. And if you do it too long, people are going to lose interest in it and they're going to turn to something else. And then what? You know what I mean? If you're going to write a series like this, like J.K. Rowling did with Harry Potter, like you got to keep banging it out.
Yeah.
So.
Reading. What 8 books?
I'm not. I'm only reading one.
Seriously?
I am. I'm only reading one book.
Which is?
I'm reading House of Flame and Shadow. I'm 2 chapters into it because I cleared everything else off. I would have been reading 2 at a time if I had continued Fearless, but I DNF'd that pretty fast. Yeah. No, not fast. I got about like 100-something pages into it.
And then didn't read it for 2 weeks and told me to tell you about it.
Yeah, I won't bring my thoughts on that book into this episode because we're going to do an episode on the Powerless series. But yeah, I DNF'd that. So yeah, I'm reading House of Flame and Shadow. Like I said, I'm only like 2 chapters in, but I really love what's going on.
Yep.
So it's really igniting my passion for my book choice for today's episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really excited to go in on this.
Oh, I can't wait. I am reading a collection of short stories by Curtis Sittenfeld. And I normally don't read short stories, but I think I needed something quick before I go to bed, or else I will be up till 3 a.m. every night reading. And in the work that I do, I can't be up till 3 a.m. reading every night. But that's what I'm reading. However, we just went out and bought 12 books yesterday. I don't know what I'm going to start next, but I have a lot of options. I'm excited.
You stayed up till 2 a.m. last night. I was passed out right next to you.
Yeah, I stayed up till 2 a.m. I was at 50%. I had just gotten to part 2 of Iron Flame. I wasn't even tired, but I know I will keep going. There is something wrong with me that I can't stop.
I can read a chapter and put it down, and you're like, I don't understand how you do that.
No, I'm the meme of one more chapter, and then it's just a skeleton because I've read myself to death.
You just don't sleep.
No.
You might as well have something to do when you're not sleeping. Today's episode is going to be a little different. So today's episode is 5-star books. And our guest, Sarah, here was very passionate about doing this episode because she has very strong opinions about what make a 5-star book a 5-star book. She's giving the sassiest look right. So it's going to be a little different. We each brought a book to today's episode that we feel is a 5-star book, like top tier. Basically, I feel like close to 6 stars. It's your book out of everything.
Higher, you would rate.
Yeah. And so we're going to dive deep-ish into each of the 3 and try our best to keep spoilers to ourselves. So we'll start with synopsis.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to hit yours first?
Sure. So I thought it would be fun. Since it took me forever to read it, I'm going to do Fourth Wing as my 5-star.
Wow, who knew?
Who would have thought that I would have liked it? Which, fun fact, I didn't even know it was out of War College. I am shocked how much I did not spoil for myself. I knew the names Violet and Xaden, and that's it. And that they're a dragon.
I know Sarah's pointing to her violent little
I
thing
know.
sticker on her laptop right now.
Okay, so welcome to a war college where your professors are dragons, your classmates are killers, and your love life is a death wish. Violet Sorengale was supposed to be a quiet scribe with strong opinions and weak bones, but her mom, a military general with zero chill, shoves her into a dragon rider academy where students die during orientation, and dragons literally set you on fire if they don't like your vibes. Now, Violet's battling chronic joint pain, trust issues, and an entire syllabus of ways to die. Oh, and there's Xaden Ryerson, a brooding, tattooed wing leader who looks like he can bench press his emotional baggage and yours.
Bless.
Yeah.
He definitely wants her dead, or wants to kiss her, or both. Honestly, hard to tell sometimes. He has very stabby, flirting habits.
If you thought that I was aggressive about Dorian,
Oh, I know you're more aggressive about Xaden. I know.
Xaden's
I love him.
top tier.
He has not beat Cassian for me yet, but I do love him.
He hasn't beat Cassian for you yet?
Cassian will just like place in
no.
my heart.
Okay. Good for you. I love that for you.
So to survive, Violet must train harder than everyone, avoid being yeeted off a dragon, and finds a ball for the guy who glowers like it's his full-time job. Like Hunger Games meets How to Train Your Dragon, but everyone's hotter and half the cast has unresolved trauma. It does have quite a bit of awards, which I thought were important with 5-star books to point that out.
I agree. Also, I looked at the awards for like all 3 of our books and some really good
They do.
ratings. So I feel like that we all showed up with
Yeah, we
really
did
good
a good
books
job.
today.
So it won TikTok Book Awards for International Book of the Year in 2024. It won the Libby Book Awards for 2024. Goodreads Choice Awards, Best Romantasy in 2023. Alex Awards in 2024. It was recognized for its crossover appeal. Yars's book was honored by the American Library Association Alex Award, celebrating adult books with teen appeal. Lovely Books Community Award was the best fantasy and audiobook in 2023. German readers voted it the top of both fantasy and audiobook categories. Australian Book Industry Awards, it won the International Book of the Year in 2024. British Book Awards won the Page Turner of the Year 2024. It was number 1 on New York Times bestseller list for 18 weeks straight.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that long. I guess
Yeah.
if you think back, that makes sense.
Amazon Best Books of the Year number 4 in 2023, and Apple Books and Barnes & Noble's 2023 Fantasy Pick.
My God, Rebecca Yarros pop off.
Yeah, she had a lot.
Now it's going to be years before the next one. I'm here
think
to be
2?
the voice of negativity, friends.
2 years, I think.
Yeah, she said 2027, maybe.
I'm going to be
Middle of
100 years
2027.
by the time this series
Yeah.
is finished. That's insane.
It's upsetting.
Okay. You know what's really interesting is this is really not the book that I thought I would show up with.
I didn't think it was
I
either.
was
I
surprised.
knew it was going to be in this realm because you guys are big into the fantasy romantasy, but I thought maybe you'd go a different direction.
I really thought you were going to go Fourth Wing.
Figured it
Shock.
was going to be, because Sarah J. Maas.
I thought I would pick Sarah J. Maas and you would do Fourth Wing.
Okay.
Have the chart table.
How the tables have turned.
Lie was a Jonas Brothers quote.
I don't watch The Office. That's
Okay, get out.
yeah. So the book I showed up with today, A Court of Silver Flames.
My one.
And I have very strong reasons why I showed up with this book today. Yeah. All right, here's the synopsis. Trauma, check. Rage, double check. A slow burn romance so spicy it might burn your Kindle, triple check. And that is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Nesta Archeron was once human, then a walking emotional hurricane with a death glare strong enough to curdle milk. Now
How was that though? Like, I feel like that's pretty much what she
that's
did
just
that
been
all-
her all the time.
Yeah.
She's just a bitch. Now she's stuck in the night court's version of rehab. Mandatory training, friendship, ew, and feelings. Worst of all, her assigned babysitter is Cassian, a 6-foot-something winged war general with the emotional intelligence of a golden retriever in heat. That is such
That's
a
so
great
perfect.
description of Cassian.
It really is.
As Nesta grieves, growls, and grinds, that's a lot of grurs,
Longer.
waits, and eventually Cassian, she discovers she might actually care about things like swords, female friendship, and the hot guy who keeps shirtlessly lecturing her about balance and breathing. Meanwhile, the world might be ending again. Ancient magical death things are stirring again, and there's a mystical house that apparently has opinions.
Love the house. And
I love the house in this book
I love
too.
the house.
Nesta learns to love herself. Will Cassian ever wear a full shirt again? And
Hopefully.
will the smut finally break the space-time continuum? Welcome to the Faye version of couples therapy, but with more weapons and fewer boundaries.
That's fair.
It had the Goodreads Choice Awards in 2021 for Best Fantasy, Year End and Best of Lists in 2021. So it was featured in Book Riot's Top Books of 2021 list. It was listed among the best audiobooks of 2021 and in top 20 science fiction and fantasy picks of 2021. Not as many awards as Fourth Wing.
No,
but
or some of the others in that series too, I feel like.
yeah, I think that Mist and Fury has a lot of awards
Yeah.
for sure.
Fun fact, I was going to do Mist and Fury for this episode.
You were.
But I changed
You
it.
were, I remember. Yeah.
Because you decided you didn't want to have two
Yeah.
books from the same series.
Yeah.
And we'll get to Mist and Fury eventually in another episode.
Exactly.
All right. So, Sarah, tell us your pick.
Okay. I did not choose anything in the fantasy, fairy love stuff. Not my thing. I chose The Wedding People by Allison. I think it's S-Batch.
S-Batch, I think.
S-Batch. Okay. So this centers around a woman named Phoebe. She's a 30-something who ends up checking into a hotel alone. She's grappling with a ton of grief after the sudden death of her fiance just days before their wedding. Though she originally planned to be there for her own honeymoon, Phoebe decides not to cancel the reservation and says she finds herself amid a series of weddings at the hotel, surrounded by strangers and celebration. What starts as a solitary act of mourning turns into an unexpected journey of connection and self-discovery. Over the course of her stay, Phoebe becomes entangled with various guests, including a mystery man also staying alone, hotel staff, and a couple preparing for their own wedding. As she slowly opens up, Phoebe is forced to confront her grief, the reality of her relationship, and what it means to move forward when life doesn't go as planned.
That was a very kind synopsis.
Yeah.
We give really aggressive, funny ones. We do have a funny one for The Wedding People.
Read
but
it. Go ahead.
Okay. So the one we have is a suicide plan, a beach resort, a wedding full of strangers. What could possibly go right? Phoebe checked into a luxury resort to end it all. She packed no +1, just her despair, a few sundresses, and a solid exit strategy. But the universe and a very confused hotel clerk had other plans. Suddenly, she swept into a high-end wedding she wasn't invited to, mistaken for a mysterious guest with just enough emotional damage to pass for part of the bride's family. One hot tub, a rogue groom, and several uninvited existential crises later, Phoebe's new weekend job is don't ruin the wedding. As she's reluctantly adopted by the wedding people, including a runaway bride, a flirty stranger, and enough champagne to sedate a rhino, Phoebe has to decide whether it's worth sticking around for more than just the reception cake. Think Eat, Pray, Unravel, but with better hair and slightly more coordinated dance moves.
I like it. That's great.
Yeah.
I haven't read this one yet. I'm on Libby's wait list for 24 more weeks.
It's super popular
know.
right now.
I am the only one at this table who has read all 3 of these books
You are. That's true.
because Sarah won't read anything in the Akatar series.
I sure won't. But thanks.
And Cassie wants to
I'm
read
waiting for
The
this
Wedding
one, yeah.
People, but
You
she's
just
waiting
need
for
to
it.
buy it.
So it does have some awards. It has the Goodreads Choice Award winner for Best Fiction. It was featured as New York Times Editor's Choice, Today's Show, Read with Jenna pick, #1 Indie Next pick, named the top summer reading by People, Time, The Guardian, HuffPost, Real Simple, Glamour, Chicago Tribune, and more.
It's
That's
got
a
a
good
good.
notability.
It's about a
and
good
it's
rap.
newer, right? When did it come out? Not that old.
It's not that.
It's a pretty new book.
Yeah.
2025.
Somebody's asked me about this book recently, actually, and I got it confused with the book we read in book club, The Last at the Wedding. I was like, "Oh, you won't like it. It's a thriller." And she's, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Not anymore."
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited to talk about all 3 of these because, haha, I have the upper hand. I've read them all.
What did you rate y'allers?
All 5 stars.
Look at us.
I know. So I support both of the picks that you
Yeah.
guys brought to the table today. I was thinking about doing The Wedding People, but I knew you probably would show up with it. And also, when you were like your book, like if
Yeah.
you had to pick a book to the ends of the earth.
See, and
Yeah.
then I thought about doing Kill Mockingbird because that's my favorite book. We just did the band books.
Yeah.
And I feel good to talk about that so often.
Yeah.
That I didn't.
We know you read classics. So before we get into the actual books, the top question, what makes a book a 5-star read for you?
Sarah, you're super passionate about this.
Yeah, and you're our guest, so we
Yeah.
need you to go first.
Great. I wrote things down.
Great.
Okay. So why I've decided that this is a 5-star book or in general is I really enjoy character development. I want to be able to not compare myself, but see myself in the character. And in a lot of this book, I see myself in what's going on. So character development is a big deal. I don't want a little bit of it. I want quite a bit. I want to understand the backstory and what's going on. I really enjoy the layered theme. So in The Wedding People, we very much we're looking at grief, we're looking at love, you're looking at transition and adjustment and all of that. So there's lots of different themes in the books as well. I appreciate the writing style because they balance humor with heartache. And that's also who I am as a human being with what I do. For those that don't know, I'm a clinical mental health counselor. And so my entire life is humor and heartache, for the most part, in terms of the job that I do every day. So I really enjoy that. And then I also enjoy that there's exploration of relationships, but modern relationships. I'm not talking about regular relationships. Like this woman comes to a hotel and she thinks she's going to end her life and then ends up meeting friends and then ends up meeting a man and then ends up changing her entire life because of it. So I think it explores relationships like that. I also think that it's relatable. I spend all of my time during the week spending all of my energy trying to relate to others and trying to relate to what's going on with them. And a big piece of what I do is to ensure that my own stuff doesn't get in the way of that. And so when I read a book, I want to be able to relate to that. And that's how I do that kind of work with them. Is I'm like, oh, I can totally see myself in this situation. I understand what's going on and what's happening. I also just think it's good for discussion. I like discussing things. I think there's a lot of themes in the book that allow you to be like, oh, let's talk about this. Or the hot tub scene with the guy, and then we find out all the things. There's a lot of different things that go on. And so I think that those are the big things in terms of what I'm looking for. Really, at the end of the day, I just want a book that captures me in my imagination. Like I want to be able to dive in and forget that everything else exists for a few minutes. That's what I'm looking for in a 5-star book.
Okay.
So
I have some thought. I wrote down the things that you said.
With the book over here. Go ahead.
I did. I wrote down the things you said. So as a recap, you wrote down character development, which I support.
Yeah.
Theme, support. Writing style, modern relationships, and relatable. I have an argument for all of those points for my book.
I can't wait. Go ahead.
I don't want to. Okay, so I would align with a lot of what you said. I do need character development, which
there's a lot in Silver Flames for sure.
I stand firm on, and you have no context to this here, so I really have to step up and defend myself. I also feel like that theme is probably one of the biggest ones that I could fight with this book, because for me, the themes in this book are not only that you can overcome darkness, but also that you don't need love to find a purpose in life. She finds friendships, very deep friendships in this book, and it's very women power. And like with the people that love us, we can overcome anything. And so I stand by the fact that comes through with this book. I just love Sarah J. Maas and her writing style. So there's nothing else to really say for that. You've read Throne of Glass. So how did you feel about her writing style?
I think it's good. I think where I struggle with the fantasy and the romantasy is I can't connect to it because it's like reading Harry Potter. There's an imagination piece in it where you in your head are building this world. Whereas in this book, I can see myself doing this. I can see myself going to a hotel. I can see myself like in this book and in this situation. I think that's what I'm looking for.
So it's not even just like connecting to the character. It's can you actually see yourself in this book?
What I'm looking for in a lot of my reading, because I use reading as a coping skill very much, is I need to be able to see myself in it. And so where I struggle with fantasy and romantasy is that it's like watching a movie to me. It's not even feasible that this would happen to me at the end of the day. And that doesn't mean that it's bad or it's terrible. It just means it doesn't hit for me. And that's why I struggle with it.
That's fair.
And I don't think I need the element that you're talking about. I don't think I need the element of being able to see myself actually in the book. Because if we're talking about that, there's no fucking way I'm winning that competition on the mountain.
Girl, I wouldn't have even made it to the mountain. I wouldn't have even made it there.
And a big part of Silver Flames is that the house that she's in.
I would have been in that house.
Yeah, I wouldn't have left.
It's her romance books. It's my favorite thing. She's like, what book do you recommend today? And it just shows up on her desk. I need it.
But there's this house in the book, and there are 10,000 steps to get out of this house. And she tries every day to be strong enough to walk down the stairs.
It starts as her wanting to just go drink. Because
Correct.
they locked her in this house. She can't get alcohol. She can't get anything. So she's like, screw you guys. I'm going to go drink.
She's very much, to give character context, anybody who's listening that hasn't read the book, but also for you, like, she is top tier bitch.
Yeah.
She does not care about other people. Because of something that happens earlier in the series, she falls into a very deep depression. And all she's doing with her life is drinking at the bar and fucking men for like pointless reasons. She's very much not loving herself. And by the end of the book, she loves herself.
Yeah.
And she knows who she is and she knows her power. I'm specifically thinking of the scene where she comes out of like the swamp. That was the moment I loved that book. She is just the queen of death.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I saw the whole like image in my mind. And I think that is for me all I need. I need to be able to like see it. If I can emotionally relate, then I'm golden. I don't need to be in
Mhm.
the actual world because, like I said, I would have died in the Akatar world a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't have survived Tamlin taking me through the woods.
probably not.
I would have.
I'd be like, just chop me down here. It's fine.
My God. Okay, give us some context, free, because you really haven't chimed in about fourth
I'm
ring.
more of like a mood reader. I do need it to be well written, to like the writing
Mhm.
style for sure. But I just have to feel like I don't want to put it down, and when I do put it down, I'm still thinking about it.
Okay.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
And the writing style is a big one because if I'm reading a book, and I feel like this happens on Kindle Unlimited sometimes, they're not always proofread.
Mm.
And there's a lot of those that automatically will knock a star down. I can't
Sure.
stand that.
Typos.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then every part of it just has to have a purpose. If there's going to be smut, there's a reason for smut. If there's going to be this death, there's a reason for this. But the biggest thing is feeling like I just can't get enough.
What makes you want to like put a book down? I know you don't because you have
Yeah, I don't.
issues with
I
commitment.
know.
But what makes you get to a point in a book where you're like, man, I really don't want to finish this book?
I don't love dry writing. I like there to be a lot of dialogue, a lot going
Okay.
on. So that's a big one for me. I don't know, because I don't DNF a book. I can't really tell
Think
you.
about the last book that you, if you did DNF,
Mhm.
what book would you have DNF'd?
The one that comes to mind is Mad Honey, and I hate that because they're
What about Mad Honey?
it's Jodi Picoult's writing style for me.
Okay.
Because I liked the chapters the other author did, but it's her writing style for
Mhm.
me. And I love her story. That's why I keep trying to read her, but I don't love her writing. I don't love her execution of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. So it's more like a mood.
Okay.
And like she will get stars for me because I like her story. You know what I mean?
So
It's
interesting because it sounds like you very are like analytical when it comes to like what makes a 5-star book because of like the writing style. Like that sounds like something's important to you.
Oh, yeah.
But you're like a mood reader.
Yeah.
So like you're balancing like emotion versus like analytical,
Yeah.
which is so interesting because the next question we had was, do you rate emotionally or analytically? I definitely rate emotionally
Yeah. I rate emotionally.
because I think that you can read a book and it's so interesting because I'm not a rereader, but like I think you can rate a book and then go back to it and change your rating. I think depending on where you're at in your life. Okay, so I'm going to back that with this book that I have today as an example. I think if I had read this book at a very happy, emotionally stable point in my life, I don't think I would have connected as much, or even not even the place in my life, but if the things that Nesta went through and like how her depression presented in that book, if I didn't feel like I could relate to that really dark feeling, then I don't think that this book would have hit as well for me.
I can understand that.
Because a lot of arguments that you could make is that like Silver Flames is like a sex book.
Yeah.
It's the spiciest book out of the entire 4
It
or
really
5
is.
books that she's written at this point.
If anybody asked me if that series was spicy or like smutty, I'd be like a little bit, but it's here and there. It makes sense, whatever. And then I got to that book and I'm like, never mind. It's just everywhere.
It's like hands on headboard vibes.
Yeah.
It's very sexual. But that's not,
The point.
that wasn't the point. And also the smut in that book had a point because
Control.
she
Yeah.
was taking control. She was trying to build an emotionally available relationship with Cassian.
I was thinking when we were doing the Matt Haig episode that that's when I realized like I do emotionally rate, even though I do think I'm a little analytical about the writing because so many people gave it 5 stars and I'm reading their stuff and I'm like, that makes sense. But I hated it so much, I still gave it a 2. You know what I mean? If I had read it at a different point.
No,
maybe
that book just sucked.
that's just my example.
No, that book sucked. There is no other. No, we can't get into this sidebar right now.
Okay. But that's just what I mean. Like, I wonder if I read books at different times, like you said, would I rate it as high as I do? And that's where I think I am more of a mood rater.
Yeah,
Reader.
because you could make the argument like I read the first Akatar book. Our friend Miranda told me to read it, and I rated it, I think, generously 3.
Yeah.
Like I really wanted to give it a 2. I think I gave the first half of the graphic audio a 2.
Yeah, you did.
And I stand firm on that. But now I think if I went back and read that book, like now how much I love fantasy and romantasy, I think it maybe would capture me quicker.
The whole series got 5s for me.
I know it did. I know. It's just,
I think almost every SJM book has gotten a 5. Not all. There's some in Throne of Glass that don't have 5.
yeah,
And I think the first Crescent City on
the first Crescent City was generously a 3 for me. I felt about that book the way I felt about the first Akatar.
Interesting.
Yeah. But like on steroids. Does anybody have a recent 5-star read that they can't stop thinking about?
Mine's Fourth Wing. Like that's the last book I read other than that.
Okay. Sarah? I don't.
Ooh.
It's hard.
Or like the
hard.
last 5-star book you read, other than The Wedding
Oh, I
People.
read Sunrise on the Reaping, and that was
Mm.
really great. That one I really enjoyed because you read this, and then I went back and watched The Hunger Games, and there's so many Easter eggs in the book that you go back and watch the movies, and you're like, oh my, what?
Uh-huh.
And it all comes to fruition with everything. And it took me a while to pick it up. I was like, oh, I'm gonna read it. Maybe I won't. Like, it's fine. And then I picked it up and couldn't put it down. I finished it in a day.
Cassie, tell us how you feel about The Hunger Games.
I
Say that louder. Excuse me.
I tried. I watched the movies.
Yeah.
I watched them once and I'm fine. But I also just don't like her in it.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I read the books, but I enjoy the movies more
Yeah.
than I enjoy the books. But Sunrise on the Reaping, it's all about Heyman and what happened to him and how we got to where we are. And there's a lot of sadness in that. And there's a lot of things that go on where you're like, now I get it. Now
I
I
do love
understand why this is going on and this is happening. And so I think I always like to read the book before I see the movie, just so I
Yes.
can compare and contrast. But this book was good. I look forward to it being a movie.
That's so interesting because could you see yourself in that book
Yes, I can.
fighting to the death?
Yes,
Wow.
I can. And I think that a lot of that has to do with the trauma that I have and the things that
Yeah.
I've gone through in my life. There have been a lot of situations where I really had to fight to survive and fight to get through to the other side. But I think part of that is understanding survival and understanding what it means to be in survival mode to get yourself out. So I think that's why. And especially, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but with Haymitch's story, there's just a lot of things that happen.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, I know how you're feeling in that moment. And I think that's a big deal for me. I'm looking for that connection.
I haven't gotten to that one yet, but I am a Hunger
So,
Games fan, and
yeah.
I'm really waiting.
I have considered giving that a try just because Haymitch is my favorite in the movie.
Yes.
I haven't tried to read Hunger Games since like high school.
I think you're going in with too much bias.
I tried 3 times. It felt like I really didn't give it a good shot, but 3
Okay.
times in high school.
All right.
When's the last time you watched the movies?
I just watched the one that came out. The
A Ballad of Songbirds and
Song.
Snakes.
Yeah. Okay.
But with the movies, I watched them as they came out. And
Okay. All right. You should try to go back when you have some time and watch the movies and
Okay.
then pick up Sunrise on the Reaping and read it.
Okay.
And not go back and try the other ones because it's the same writing, but there's just so much story behind it.
Mhm.
You're like, oh,
I've noticed like this one got a lot of like clout.
yes.
Like it
It did,
really.
especially because again, it explains a lot of Haymitch and what
Mhm.
went on and how it happened and just like his backstory as a kid and all that. And that's super important because all we see of Haymitch in the movies and the books is he's like an angry drunk.
Yeah.
And that's it. So you should watch the movies and then go back and try to
Okay.
read the book is what I would
I'll give
recommend.
I'll give it a shot. I'm not opposed to trying again.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's the last 5-star book that I
Okay.
put down.
What about you?
Mine was Fourth Wing.
Yeah,
that
but before
was
Fourth Wing.
Crescent City.
Oh, yeah.
I read a book in between. I read an ice hockey book because I love them, but it wasn't 5 stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine was probably Heartless Hunter.
Oh yeah, you loved that one.
What is that part of?
It's a romantasy. It's
Okay.
a YA.
On its own?
It's a duology.
It's a duology.
Okay.
So there's 2 of them. I haven't read the second one called Rebel Witch, but that one just from the moment I started reading it. And I don't feel as passionately about that one as I think I'm showing up with A Court of Silver Flames today, but it just had everything that I would expect from a YA.
Yeah.
It was just really good. All the like the fantasy elements of it were really good. I liked the relationship. It sucked me in, like you were saying. Like
Yeah.
it really just I didn't want to put it down.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing.
The stance I have for that book. There's no like deeper
Same.
meanings to it for me. It's just I could not put it down.
Yeah.
So
Have you ever rated something 5 stars and then regretted it? I can't say I have.
I don't think I have.
I think I have.
Yeah.
What book are you talking about?
One moment.
Oh boy.
Because I definitely have gone back in my Goodreads and I've changed ratings. And I've been like, why did I rate that book a 5-star?
My guess is, like Cassie was talking about, I wonder if it's based on mood, like you were in your life. So you think about times you had like big transition and what you were reading then, and did it hit? Did it not? What do I rate it? What do I not?
I was thinking I gave one 5 stars and I really liked the book.
Yeah.
I read it when it first came out. And now that you look, it has a really bad, it's only like,
Oh
5.
my God, we're not talking about this book.
It's only like a 2.5, but I think it was 5 stars.
It was a romantasy, right? Or a
Yeah,
fantasy.
It was a fantasy. It's the last one.
She wanted me to read it and it has like a 2.5 on Goodreads. I said, I'm not reading that book.
But I gave it 5 stars. And I'm like,
Congrats.
I don't know what I really enjoyed the book.
There's also something to be said about, do you trust like ratings that are already like on the internet?
But also, who do you trust more, your best friend or people on the internet?
Yeah.
I don't like when I'm asked questions I can't get out of.
But I think that's a real thing too. Like the reason I picked up Throne of Glass is because everybody in the book club has been talking about it, and you have been talking.
Yeah.
About it. But I got halfway through, so bite me. That is plenty. Considering that I don't read fantasy, romantic stuff, the fact that I'm halfway through is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
And I like read in succession. I didn't stop and try to read something in between. I really gave it my all until I needed to put it down and do something else. But I also, while I probably won't read ACOTAR, in the back of my mind somewhere, there's always maybe. It's not completely off the list because you all talk about it.
It's on recording.
I said, I just want to make clear, though, that I said I may still not read it, but I think I trust you both and trust your opinions of books. And so I would give it a shot at some point. Not right now. I don't want to right now. I'm not in that frame of mind, but I trust my friends and I trust what they're reading.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm going to read it, but I trust that you like it and that there's something in it that's great.
And I think that's a good point, because I think what some people didn't like about this book is the world building, very similar to Rebecca Yarrow's, happens with the character. Because this gives nothing away, but the main character wakes up with no memory. So she's discovering the world with you. She's discovering who she is with you. And I think a lot of people like really intense world building for fantasy.
Then I might like it then.
I know.
I really enjoy being humbled.
I think it's so interesting that you put a lot of, I don't even know what the word is, a lot of thought into, I guess, into what other people are saying about books. You trust the internet more than.
Oh, I'm a judgmental bitch.
We've been friends for a long time. I'm aware of what you are. But it's just interesting that like you take the word of people on the internet that you've never met over the word of your best friend.
Well, I'll be downloading it on my Kindle when we get off this episode, everyone.
What? Yeah. You seem really angry right now, Rebecca. You want to talk about that?
Let's just knock the clinical skills off, okay?
Do you want some time?
Back to the question that we were originally asking. I'm just kidding. I rated It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover a 5-star, and that gives me the ick. But I think I was younger when I read it.
That's
younger. How much younger?
I think I was like early college. I was emotionally not aware
So
of
this
anything.
wasn't like a year ago younger. This is like way back in the day.
Back in college.
Okay.
Wait, that's a lie. I read Verity on my honeymoon, so
Yeah.
I read It Ends With Us after.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been recent.
Still wasn't emotionally.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Again, I think this is what Cassie is saying is like dependent on your mood and where you are in life is really going to lead you towards what you're reading once a 5-star.
Yeah.
So.
Other than that, I don't think
It's Too Late is the only Colleen Hoover I read. It's her, well, I guess you call it thriller.
I think I rated her books 5 stars because they were just really easy to read and get through.
I did not get that a 5-star.
I know you
It was
didn't.
okay. I just feel like she's very overrated. I was really hyped for something good.
No, she's got a lot of stuff out in the book community about how she like glorifies sexual assault and abusive relationships and things like that. And I can really, especially with Too Late, because that's very gang related. There are some scenes in that book that I specifically remember where the main character was having sex with her gang member boyfriend or whatever, and she did not want to. She just did. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, no, I know exactly.
Yeah, like she definitely did not want to have sex, and it was very much glorified.
She did it so she didn't get yelled at or hit or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I read Verity because you read Verity. And told me
I
to
love
read
Verity.
it.
Verity is a different category for
yeah,
me.
that's
Verity
the
was
only
really
Colleen
well
Hoover
done.
Yeah.
That I've ever read.
Is that
I
a
don't-
thriller?
I would say so.
Yeah, it's like a psychological thriller. Yeah,
Maybe I'll try that one.
I would
they're also
yeah.
making it a movie, so you can just
I
watch
feel
the
like they're
movie.
making all her books movie.
I think that's real for her.
And I don't love that because then authors start writing specifically
For
to
a
make a
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
And I don't. Those books tend to not.
Also, the book talk community like really shut Colleen
Yes.
Hoover out, and then she was like, "I'm gonna make my books movies."
Yeah,
It's like it's a last pull. Don't forget me, don't hate me.
especially with all the stuff that then came from the movie between Blake Lively.
Oh my
and
god, we
What's
can't
his
get on
face.
that.
Yeah. So there's lots of stuff happening with that.
God, do you feel pressured to give popular books high ratings or go against the grain?
Nah.
Never.
I don't give a shit.
No, I could.
The only time I ever felt pressured was Matt Haig because he straight up gaslit you in the book about how if he reads a bad review, he spirals. That's the only time I felt.
Well, again, we've had this conversation. His spiraling is not for you to worry about.
And also, if you're again, small clinical mental health counselor moment. If you're basing your entire mental health on what people are saying about you, we're never getting any better.
I know.
You got to do some work around that. We don't get accolades from others. We get it from loving ourselves.
That's
so,
fair.
Matt Haig.
She just gave a really sassy face toward the camera that she's not in front of.
This
Is a great one. What is a mid book or like a book that really was like that everybody else was like 5-star, best book ever, and you were like, what the fuck is wrong with all these people?
Oh, I'm gonna upset you both right
You
now.
have to have read it.
I would say almost the entire Throne of Glass.
I was gonna say because I'm only 5 books in, but I think it's really overrated.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I will never talk bad about SJM. People were telling me it destroyed them. It shattered their world. It changed their views. I'm sorry.
Okay, I support you on that.
Yeah, that's
can't-
where I loved it. It was way overhyped.
I specifically can't wait to do the Kingdom of Ash episode because I have qualms with people on the internet about that book emotionally destroyed you. People are in tears in the back of their vehicles when they're finishing the last chapter. Now, number one, I'm a soulless bitch because I read The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros and everybody was like, oh my God, this is going to put you in the ground. And it was supposed to be really sad. There was sick kids. It was all like, I didn't shed a tear, but I don't really cry at books.
I can't go based on if I cry at a book because I cry at everything.
She's not wrong.
You're right. I support your statement.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like that it's belongs in the mid category.
No, okay, so maybe that's a little mean putting
It is.
I think it's above average as a series. But the book Throne of Glass, that was meant for me. Assassin's Blade, until I got to the end and understood it more, mid.
No.
I agree. When there's been so much hype around this
Yeah.
series for so long and you see it all online, I've heard you guys talk about it and I said, okay, great, I'll pick it up. I was waiting for soul shattering things to happen.
Yes.
And there's a lot that goes on and you're like, oh my God, what's happening here? What's going on here? But I was able to put it down and be like, okay, I'm done with that chapter. I'm going to bed. And that's how I rate it. That's how it's mid
And
for
I
me.
do feel like in the series, and my friend who's reading it now, we talk about it, a lot of things are very drawn out with this one. I think it could have been a shorter series.
I think that I feel passionately about this because the last 2 books in the series did what A Court of Silver Flames did for me. Like
Tower of
she,
Dawn?
or I'm sorry. I always forget.
I know.
Freaking hate Tower of Dawn.
No,
I'm sorry.
See, that
Empire,
screams overhyped of a series, though.
Empire Storms and Kingdom of Ash. Those 2 books did exactly what A Court of Silver Flames did. I really connected with Aelin hating herself, all of the torture that went down. My favorite quote from Kingdom of Ash is, I am here, I am with you. That emotionally hit for me. I don't think that the series as a whole emotionally destroyed me, but I really saw myself in some of those moments with her.
And I can understand that. There are moments in the book where again, maybe saying it's mid is a little aggressive.
No, I
I think it's
understand.
aggressive.
Yeah.
I understand.
But I did, please don't get me wrong, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just really think it was overhyped.
Yeah. I think specifically Kingdom of Ash was overhyped. That's my statement.
The only thing that destroyed me in the series was Sam.
That one was really rough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I just expected something greater than I
Yeah.
got. That's why it would be a mid
Like,
for
it's-
me right now.
For me, SJM's series go Akatar, Crescent City, Throne of Glass.
Okay.
They're still way above other books I've read.
Sure.
But
I would say for me, honestly, probably The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I've seen it all over Book Talk and people like ranted and raved about it. And I DNF'd that shit so hard.
Book Talk can be questionable.
It can.
I find some Kindle Unlimited recs there every month because I try to read at least one Kindle Unlimited since I pay for it.
Yeah. I know another
Something
one.
like that.
Wild Love by Elsie Silver.
Oh, I know you were just with that one.
That one was weird. I couldn't do the side daughter storyline.
I didn't read it.
I know
but
you didn't.
Remember you not.
Yeah,
reading it.
those were 2 popular ones that I really just could not get behind. The Measure is another one. It's a book about basically you get a box on your doorstep and there's a string inside. And the string is supposed to represent the rest of life you have. And everybody in the world gets a box on their doorstep on the same day. And they open and they realize that the string represents their total lifespan. And so if your string is really short, you're like, oh shit. And it was just very unrelatable. And a lot of people are really passionate about that book and they really liked it. And I did not like the characters at all. There was nothing about that book that I could connect to.
So this is interesting because now let's go back to the point that we were talking about earlier where I said you trust what they're saying on the internet. And it turns out that's burned you a couple of times.
Oh, it has for sure.
And so when do you say, yes, I'm going to read this, I'm super in based on all of everybody else's
Yeah.
thoughts and ratings and things like that? And no, I'm not. I think that's probably part of the reason I'm so resistant to some of this stuff
Yeah.
is I tried Throne of Glass and it wasn't what I wanted it to be. So now I'm concerned about all these other ones. I was like, you got to read it. You got to read it. And I'm like, again, reading is a coping skill for me. So do I want to spend the time reading something and be disappointed? Am I already going in disappointed? Is there already stuff going on?
Yeah.
Just saying.
I do think that I know Throne of Glass for me is over. Well,
That's one of your favorite series, you say.
it really is. I do think it's over ACOTAR for me, like as a
Is
whole.
it?
As a whole series. I
Okay.
think A Court of Silver Flames beats out a lot of the books in the Throne of Glass series, but
Yeah.
as a series whole, Throne of Glass is over the series whole of ACOTAR.
See, that makes me want to read ACOTAR even less.
ACOTAR is the number one for me.
Really?
Yeah.
But what I was going to say,
Oh boy.
I do think that you're missing out by not trying it.
It's in the back of my head. I haven't given it 100% solid no. However, I did just buy 12 other books. So
You've
we're going
gotta-
to get through these for
That's
maybe
it.
in the fall. I make no promises, but at some point I will be happy to try.
Also, let's mention real quick that as Sam just announced, she finished the first fucking draft of ACOTAR 6.
Oh,
And I'm sorry,
God.
it's been, 4 years? How are you just done with the first draft? So you got time. You got time, Sarah. Don't worry.
I have a lot of time. There's a lot of people.
Cassie
I
was
wish-
like irate on
Living.
the couch the other night.
I have
And
never
Becca's
seen
like, why
Cassie
are you
irate.
mad? And I'm like, what do you mean, why am I mad? I've already been waiting.
I was like, are you genuinely mad right now? And she was like, yeah.
I was so mad.
Yeah.
What do you mean you just got the first draft done? We're going to get more Crescent City before we get the next ACOTAR. I know it.
Where do you rate Crescent City in terms of Throne of Glass?
Oh,
She
we-
puts it-
let's go.
Mm.
This is a great conversation.
Mine's ACOTAR, Crescent City, Throne of Glass.
Is it really?
Yes.
And you?
At this current moment, because I have not finished House of Flame and Shadow, I would say ACOTAR and Crescent City are probably even for me right now.
Okay.
Because
Second.
at a second, because I feel like the first book in the Crescent City series made me feel the same way that the first book in the ACOTAR series did,
Mm.
where it was like, come on. And then the last 100 pages, you're like, oh, I get the hype. I understand. The very intense world building, I really struggled in both of those books.
Yeah.
And I picked up Crescent City after I was already into the romantasy world. So that's why I very much stand by that, is I like this genre. It was really hard, but the second Crescent City book was whiplash at its finest, and I loved it.
I love when
Interesting.
there's a lot going on.
I think that Crescent City is going to, as a whole, beat ACOTAR for me, probably.
I do
Really?
genuinely really love Crescent City, so I can understand that. Throne of Glass is a little bit harder for me to understand that.
House of Sky and Breath and A Court of War and Ruin are like on the same level for me. A Court of War and Ruin gave me like whiplash, like the war and the fighting. I think that's why I like Throne of Glass so much, because I love the war and the battles and the
Mm.
monsters. I love that shit.
He's
Powerful beings that come out. I am for it. And I think that's why I also feel very passionately about the Throne of Glass series, is that's the fantasy element that I escape into. I don't need smut. I don't need the sex. I
No.
really don't.
I agree, but I like more of the magical end of it. And I think that's why ACOTAR is more my pull, because they do most of their stuff with magic.
Yeah.
Right. There is fighting, and that's
That's
good,
why I
because
like A Court of War and Ruin. I got that title right. A Court of War. No, that's not right.
Mr. Fury,
A Court of
Wings and Ruin.
Wings and Ruin. I said War and Ruin. That's embarrassing. Whatever. It'll be a good laugh for our followers.
All right. Is there a book you'd give 6 stars to? Mr. Fury for me, and Fourth Wing.
Man, 6 stars.
Yeah. Those are just the two at the top of my brain because we've been talking about them. Kill Mockingbird. I'd give 6. You guys are thinking?
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
I was trying to look some things up. Guess what the #1 best-selling book of all time is?
What?
The Bible.
I knew that.
Oh, get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
It's a
it sold,
Bible.
like, billions of copies.
Yes.
You love
To
God.
be fair, it's also like the oldest book, so people have had the most time to play.
I probably,
Would you give Silver Flame 6 if you could?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It
Would
was,
you give Wedding People 6 if you could, Sarah?
No, I would not. No. So my dad's an avid reader. That's where I started with all of my reading. And him and I read this series about a game warden in the West who runs through Wyoming and Montana. We lived out there for a long time. And he's got 27, 28 books. At this point, I would give those 6
Okay.
stars and above. We literally like pre-order, we wait. I can't wait to read it. We read it together. It's a whole situation. And the reason I would give it 6 stars is because it continues the relationships all the way throughout the book. Like you start with this family and they run all the way throughout the book and you watch them grow and do all the things. So that would be 6 stars for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would give A Court of Silver Flame 6 stars because I think that she did really well at depicting depression in a fantasy novel. You know what I would pick for my 6-star read? What Happened to You by Dr. Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey. That was a life-changing book. That made me reconceptualize the human brain and how we experience drama.
Interesting.
So that would probably be my 6-star book, solely for the fact that it changed the way I view humanity and the world. It changed my worldview. All right, I'm really excited for this. We're going to play lightning round, and it's going to be
Like
hysterical.
you've been looking for.
I like games. So here we
Okay.
go. This is fun. Okay. Sorry, I feel passionately about this.
You can't tell.
Oh my God, this is so fun. So we're going to play lightning round. I'll explain it. So I'm going to ask a question and you just say whatever the first answer that comes to your mind is. Okay. First question is related to the episode. What would instantly knock a star off of a book for you?
Unnecessary smut.
Agreed.
I said grammatical errors.
Yeah.
Okay. Hardcover or paperback?
Hardcover.
Paper.
Paper. Series or standalone?
Series.
Series.
Series. Okay. All right. Read with music or silence?
Silence.
Music.
Music. Okay. Finish every book or DNF freely?
Finish every book.
Finish every book.
DNF freely. There are too many books in the world. I don't have time. TBR pile, organized or chaos?
100% organized.
Organized.
100%.
This is a good plug. We need to, everybody, like, we pushed Cassie enough to read Fourth Wing. This is the plug to push Cassie. We're bullying you into organizing your TBR on Goodreads. Okay. Favorite trope?
Enemies to lovers.
Love triangle.
Enemies to lovers. Tropes you can't stand.
The rest of them.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
Inner family relationships.
What I need
Girl,
more.
we're talking like he's not technically my family because he's not blood related to me, but I'm going to fuck him anyway.
So technically like incest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't love that.
Book you wish you could read again for the first time.
Tuesdays with Maury.
All of that guitar book.
That one's really hard for me. I don't have a lightning round answer for that. I'm really sitting here trying to think about it. Probably Crown of Midnight. I loved the big reveal at the end of Crown of Midnight.
If
So,
I had to pick a specific, it would be Mist and Fury.
okay.
But like the whole suit.
Okay. Most overrated book.
Throne of Glass is
Yeah.
the most overrated.
From Glass.
Well, I'm just going to skip that for myself.
A book that lived up to the hype.
Mist and Fury.
Okay, I'm going to admit that I was wrong. And I'll say Fourth Wing.
Okay.
Shit, I don't know. I don't know that I have an answer for that one.
Wedding People. I feel like that's a really popular.
It is.
But you read it like right away.
Yeah. I don't think I have an answer. I would have to think about that one.
Kiss, Marry, Kill 3 fictional characters.
This is great. This doesn't have to be a lightning round.
I would marry Cassian. I would kiss Zayden. And I would kill Dane.
Wait, can we not do kiss, marry, kill? It's got to be fuck, marry, kill.
Okay.
It can't just be a kiss. We don't have time for that.
Okay.
Okay, do you still stand by your answers?
Dane, I haven't finished the series, so maybe that one's unfair. Kill Tamlin. Fuck you, Tamlin.
Okay, I would totally fuck Hunt
That's a good
Athlar.
choice. That's a good choice.
Specifically because of the gym scene.
That's a good one.
Just opened his wings and feasted.
Again, we're going to be right back after everybody goes and takes their meds. Thanks for listening.
That's almost as good as slap my ass and call me Sally.
Oh, no.
I would marry Zayden
Okay.
and I would kill Arabin Hamill.
Oh, yeah. Fuck hair.
Who fuck that guy? Sarah?
I would kiss Sam.
No,
I would
fuck
marry
Sam.
Oh, I would fuck Sam. Yeah. I
Would you marry? You wouldn't marry Sam.
No.
Okay.
All right. Where I am in the books right now. So just remember that as I give my answer, I would probably marry Kale and I would kill Arabin.
Okay, it doesn't have to be just in Throne of Glass. 'cause I
Oh, it
can
doesn't, but those are like the big three men that I
Okay.
can think of right now. So
Cool hurts my heart.
I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't gotten there. We're not talking about
I
it.
feel like if you get there, you're really going to regret that.
I do tend to attract mediocre.
What about
idiot male.
Dorian? You wouldn't marry Dorian?
No.
See, but I agree. Where she is in the series, I don't think I would have. picked
No,
Dorian
I think
either.
he's awful at this point in time. I don't love it. I need to finish it
No,
someday.
I agree. Dorian didn't hit for me until Manon came into the picture. Really,
Manon?
Manon.
I said Manon too, and she
Manon.
corrected me.
She
In my
corrects me
role,
all the time.
it's going to be Manon. I'm going to
Manon
read the
and
book
Cole.
how I want to read the book. I thought it was
Exactly.
Kale. I didn't think Cole, but
I got
Kale.
Cole.
It's Kale.
It's Cole. It's Kale. Yeah.
Pale.
It's
Mhm.
baby back bitch, really, is what it
That's really funny.
Oh God. Okay. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
All right. If we had to rate each other's books for the ones we've read, so you're the only one
I can do all of them. Yeah.
but I gave Fourth Wing 5 stars and I gave Silver Flame 5 stars.
I gave
Yeah.
all 3 of these books 5 stars.
Yeah, I'd give 4 3 5 stars
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
So we have quotes we each picked from our books. I only picked one. There's a lot of really good quotes in Fourth Wing, but this one just felt like it really tied back to our banned book episode. So I wanted to go with that. One generation to change the text. One generation chooses to teach the text. The next grows and the lie becomes history. I feel like we're really doing that to ourselves here these days, taking away knowledge and letting a new history be built based on what we're taking away. So I thought that was important.
Okay. I have 3 quotes because they all back up why this book was a 5-star for me. So this first one backs up why I connected to the book. And so this quote is, "I am worthless and I am nothing," Nesta nearly said. She wasn't sure why the words bubbled up, pressing on her lips to voice them. "I hate everything that I am and I am so tired."
I did. Yeah.
That is the epitome of what it feels like to hate yourself. So that's why I picked that one. This next one I picked because this highlights the friendship bond and like female power. So this one is, "I wish for us to have the courage to go out into the world when we are ready, but to always be able to find our way back to each other no matter what."
I love that one.
I love that one so much. And then the last one is really the overcoming, I think, depression and mental health. Amryn put a hand above Nesta's heart. That's the key, isn't it? To know the darkness will always remain, but how you choose to face it, handle it, that's the most important part. To not let it consume. To focus upon the good, the things that fill you with wonder. She gestured to the stars zooming past. The struggle with the darkness is worth it just to see such things.
I like it.
I like that. That book had a lot of really good ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you want to read your quote for the wedding people?
There's no such thing as a happy place because when you are happy, everywhere is a happy place. And when you are sad, everywhere is a sad place. I think that hits with the entire thought process of the book because you can be at the grocery store and it can be a happy place or a sad place depending on what's going on in your life right now. And so I think that's a big piece of the book overall.
What a
Yes.
nice little episode.
I love that.
Fantastic.
Next week, we're diving headfirst into A Court This Cruel and Lovely, which was a book we read for our book club. But we specifically picked this book because
Seth has given you a little sneak peek into that one. I think it was one of our first episodes.
it's so
I read
big.
a very lovely quote from it.
It's so big. She wonders how it's going to fit.
The fact that you now memorized the line.
Yeah, we're using that book to talk about the overarching episode theme is smut in books. And we picked this book because the smut in this book is very poor.
Find that for it's just unnecessary.
It's poor.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you liked our content, follow us on our socials. We've got Instagram.
We have the website.
We have the
Backlink,
website.
And that'll connect you to everything.
Cassie's really
Just
pushing the
easier.
website.
I am.
I don't know how many people frequent it. Probably not that many, but I think it's cute. It's worth a look.
It is worth a look. I think it's cute. My mom made it. There's a way to contact us.
Thanks, Kelly.
All our YouTube episodes come up there. And
It's a really one-stop shop.
it really is. It links to our Instagram and our TikTok. And I think she also linked Spotify and Apple.
She did. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
So yeah.
All right, with that, until next chapter, stay cunning, stay brave, and remember you are your own high lady.
Bye-bye.